Good morning, Scott Langford Peppergale at the Spanish Fork Complex, and it's 2A softball on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports. And we've got the quarterfinals for you on diamond number 3. It will be the Enterprise Wolves and the Parowan Rams, the 1 and 4 seed in the RPI. On diamond 4 will be San Juan and Duchesne. And we're happy to bring these games to you. Big thanks to all of our sponsors, including Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers, Utah Community Credit Union, Intermountain Power Service Corporation, Central Valley Medical Center in Nephi, Sunrise Engineering, San Pete Steel in Moroni, Beaver Valley Hospital, Nephi Federal Credit Union, Beaver Medical Clinic, Barney Trucking, Honey's Marketplace in Kanab, and Jones DeMille Engineering and Pepper. These games, it comes down, there's 6 teams left in these 2 classifications. So you've got these 4, and you've got Beaver and Gunnison awaiting the losers of these 2 games. So it's down to the 6, and for the most part, the RPI has fallen exactly as predicted.
It has, and in this first quarterfinal game, you've got Parowan and Enterprise. Enterprise, this is nothing new to them. They're here almost every year, I think. Parowan, making, I'm not sure when their last appearance was in the quarterfinals, but here they are, and they are going to be the designated home team, and Parowan is going to be your designated visiting team. Enterprise, the number 1 seed, Parowan, the number 4.
So here we go. It's Championship Friday. It all leads to a championship game tomorrow. The winner of these 2 teams will play, these 2 games will play in the championship. On the other diamonds on the 3 side of the classification, we have Grantsville, the number 1 seed, taking on number 4 Carbon. North San Pete and Canyon View will be the other one. So we're ready to go here at this one. Maddie Adams will lead off for the Parowan Rams, as they would like to get on the scoreboard really quickly. For the Parowan Rams, you've got number 14, Maddie Adams, batting .516 on the season with 32 hits, not counting the tournament. And here we go on the mound for the Enterprise Wolves. I'll have Pepper cover that in a second. First pitch is away. Hit is away on the right side. Second baseman over nicely for the out.
Just an easy catch for the second baseman for Enterprise. And I'm going to go through those really quick. And that was going to be Blakely Christiansen at first base. Behind the plate, Haley Drake at first base, Macy Hunt. Kyle Humphreys at second. And Brooke Humphreys at third.
Ridley Anderson up for the Parowan Rams, and she'll take ball 1 low in the dirt for the Rams. Anderson bats .423 with 30 hits on the season.
Addie Nilsson at shortstop. Daisy Terry in left.
Popped up, and that is in playable territory. Is not, as it goes over the backstop. Strike 1. 1-1.
Haley Drake, had that been catchable, she would have been there for Enterprise.
Yes, she would have been.
She is a fantastic catcher, her and Christiansen. They make a very good team. Haley Christensen in center field and Becca Hess in right for Enterprise.
So we're just underway in these 2 quarterfinal championship matchups in the no-loss section of the tournament. 1 and 2 the count as Anderson goes deep into the count. 1 out. We're in the top of the first. The scoreboard doesn't work on this field, so we'll have to announce this for you quite frequently. The 1-2 pitch comes in. That one kind of got caught up. Ball 2. Every once in a while that happens.
Yes, it does. Sorry, I was thinking it was a different batter, but we're still at Brindley Anderson.
Still at Anderson. Might have caught the corner and did so. Strikeout looking for the Enterprise Wolves. Caitlin Anderson will be coming up next. For Anderson. Actually, I think this is Matheson. Caitlin Matheson, number 5.
Excuse me, Caitlin Matheson.
Yeah, Matheson batting .500 on the season. It's 2 down. And batter number 3. Here's a hit, and that will be a base hit by Matheson into the outfield, and the runner on for the Parowan Rams.
That's a beautiful hit, just a straight shot, easy base hit. Hit it right in the gap, and now your heavy hitter, Sadie Jensen for Parowan. She was super impressive in the box yesterday, and as your cleanup hitter, she gets a good hit, 2 on, maybe advance Matheson to scoring position.
Yeah, 32 hits on the regular season. Adams batting .516. And the Parowan Rams would love to tack one on in the top of the first. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a base hit. And as you called it, the heavy hitters coming up. That's 2 consecutive base hits for the Parowan Rams, and they've got runners on first and second.
And that's what it takes. It's just a hit at a time and a hit at a time and get around the bases to advance.
That'll bring up Kel Ronzello, number 33 for the Parowan Rams. And Renzello, batting .312 on the season with 20 hits and 17 RBIs. So Renzello, a junior for this Parowan team. Runner in scoring position is Caitlin Matheson.
2 outs right now for Parowan. This is a pretty important at bat for Parowan.
Here's the first pitch to Renzello, high and ball 1.
Tell you what, I wouldn't want to test Drake too much. They get a good jump on her, which is good, but she can fire from her knees. She is a super impressive catcher.
There's a hit, going to be another base hit over the third baseman, and the Parowan Rams are going to try to score. Here comes the play at the plate, not in time. The play at third, and that's trouble for the Parowan Rams, but the run does score on the hit by Renzello. So the Parowan Rams will go on the board with their first run of the game. They lead 1-0 at the end of 1. We'll be back after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
Welcome back. We're down the bottom of the first. Parowan leading 1-0. Enterprise Kyla Humphreys up to the plate.
Starting for Parowan in the circle is going to be Maddie Adams. Behind the plate, Brindley Anderson. At first base, Lainey Williams.
First pitch is high and outside.
Second base, Taylin Yardley. Third base, Caitlin Matheson. At short, Sadie Jensen. In left field, Macy Anderson. In center, Kel Renzello and Cecilia Lemke in right.
Here we go. Here's the second pitch. That one looks good and will be strike one. 1-1 the count to Kyla Humphreys on the season. Humphreys, number 12. We don't have actually statistics for the Enterprise Wolves. They're the only team that didn't contribute to max preps. So that one's going to be high and inside.
Both pitchers for these teams are sophomores and juniors. They both started as freshmen and sophomores last year as well. So a lot of depth and a lot of experience for both of these teams. In the circle.
Adams set in the circle. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be low out of the strike zone. 3-1 the count. She'll have to come back to the batter, Kyla Humphreys.
It's nice to look out and see some color on the field. Yesterday it was like every team was wearing white.
It's true. And there's a swing and a miss. The count goes full and a healthy swing by Kyla Humphreys. That was a great pitch and it was a little off speed, so Humphreys a little ahead of it.
So full count. Maddie's then going to have to come right at her.
And there it is, strike three. First strikeout of the game goes to the Parowan of the inning. Because actually, Enterprise had one in the top of the first, so 1 out. Haley Drake coming up, the catcher for the Enterprise Wolves. And as Pepper mentioned, just a fantastic catcher. There's some great catcher play in this 2A classification that we've been able to watch.
Oh, yeah, and Anderson for Parowan doing a very good job as well.
There's the pitch, and that one gets out of the hand of Adams. Ball 1. Unless she meant to bowl that one. I think she caught it on her leg. Landed about halfway and rolled to the catcher.
See if you can get him to swing on a changeup like that.
Yeah, that's right. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Now it's going to be outside, 2-0, so down in the count.
You know, with both of these teams, if you get base runners on, they are very, very quick, and they run the bases very aggressively. And Drake, if she gets on, you're going to have to watch her. Parowan's going to have to watch her to keep her from stealing bases.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one's going to be a strike. Hit to right field. First base hit for the Enterprise Wolves goes to Haley Drake.
Very, very nice hit into right center. Just drops in the gap. Easy base hit for Drake.
So that will bring up number 14, Daisy Terry. And she is the left fielder. She'll be followed by Addie Nilsson, the shortstop for Enterprise. So a runner aboard with 1 out.
Looks like Terry's going to bat on the left side of the box, so their heavy hitter is a lefty.
Once again, we do not have batting averages for the Enterprise Wolves, so we'll just have to assume they're fantastic. And that one's going to be a strike 1.
Anderson immediately looks at Drake and says, "Try me."
Isn't that kind of all catchers? They're like, I love it.
I think so.
They want people to, hop off that base just one more step. There's the 0-1 pitch. And there goes the runner, and it's going to be off the mark, caught by the shortstop, but a stolen base for Haley Drake.
Drake was, as soon as that pitch was delivered, she was gone. She was looking to get to that base, and she did. And a good job, too, by Parowan shortstop Jensen come across to catch the pitch, so it didn't go into center. Excuse me, the throw.
2-1 the count. There's the pitch. That one will be low. I think 3-1 the count now for Daisy Terry. And once again, Adams will have to come back to the batter. This is the hitter's count at 2-1. Sorry.
That pinky.
Uh-huh. There's the pitch. That one will be inside corner, strike 2. So 2-2 the count. That was beautiful placement coming back inside.
Well, and if you can get it on the inside and jam those batters up too, I mean, that's a hard pitch to get your bat on and get a decent hit as well.
There's the pitch, and going to be fouled off on the left side. So once again, Haley Drake in scoring position on second base. Parowan leading 1-0, but Enterprise 1 down with Drake on second. Terry, the number 3 batter, has a 2-2 count, batting from the left side. Here's the pitch from Adams. That one's going to be high, and the count goes full.
Ooh.
Very close, just missed the strike zone.
1 out, 1 on. Man, a solid hit here could likely score Drake and tie it up at 1.
On this other field, there's a hit to the left side, so another single. That could score Drake. Nope, they'll hold it up. And they will that lets Daisy Terry sneak to second base. Runners on second and third with 1 out.
Up next for the Enterprise Wolves, number 10, Addie Nilsson, should be followed by number 6, Blakely Christiansen, and then number 2, Becca Hess.
I was surprised to see Drake not go there, not go home, but I guess they're playing a little bit safe with 1 out, not a bad call.
So here we go, 1 out, runners on second and third. Enterprise in prime position. Ball comes in a little bit high, just missed, ball 1. There's a 1 out count. Adams steps in. Which is coming, strike, swing and a miss.
Pretty placement, just right down the middle. Get your bat on that, you're probably going to get some distance.
On the 3A side of things, you've got Grantsville. And I think it is Carbon. It is. North San Pete and Canyon View playing. We'll keep you posted on those games as well. There's a ball high, 2-1.
The other 2A game, it looks like San Juan's got an early 1-0 lead over the defending 2A state champion, the Duchesne Eagles.
We've got North San Pete and Canyon View playing also in boys baseball. Fouled off the right side, out of play, strike 2. Counts even at 2. Nelson's been deep into the pitch count each inning so far. Sorry, each batter so far.
I was going to try to keep a pitch count, and I forgot. But you're right. I mean, she's going full count plus some on most batters.
Here comes the full count, hit, and it's going to be a base hit. That should score 2, deep into right field. Here they come, turning, and that is 2 RBIs for Addie Nilsson.
Just a great shot into right field, and the ball is going to be behind both of the base runners, so great hit. Enterprise takes a 2-1 lead.
Now it goes into right field, and so she'll be on first base, Addie Nilsson. So 2 runs, and then you've got another hit.
Our apologies, the scoreboard does not work, so between innings,
We will make sure and give this.
Blakely Christiansen up to the plate. She's the pitcher for the Enterprise Wolves, a junior. As we mentioned, we've been watching her pitch since her freshman year. She's outstanding. Pitched in the state championship game last year with Enterprise and Duchesne.
Games.
There was 2 of them.
I mean,
That's right. They came through the one-loss category.
No, Duchesne did. But watching both her and Grant, they pitched every batter both games.
Adams tries to catch the corner, just misses outside. That's ball.
So only 1 out. The Rams
Wolves take the lead. Yep.
Wanting to get at least 1 more out before they can, trying to not let the run count get too much higher.
2-0 the count. Make that 3-0. And on the pass ball, that will be Nelson going to second base. So in scoring position, only 1 out.
So does a pass ball count as an error?
No, it does not.
Does not?
No. And what it does is it kind of robs the stolen base, too. The stolen base has to be on a good pitch.
Right.
2-1 the count on Christiansen. Big shout out to all those in Parowan Enterprise watching on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom. Hope you're enjoying the softball action here. We certainly are. There's the pitch. That one looks like it might have caught the corner. Did so. 2-2 the count.
That was a pretty placement by Maddie Adams. Just outside corner, but still low enough to hit the strike zone.
Enterprise has been dominant to get to this quarterfinal matchup. They beat Kanab 15-0, 11-3 win against Millard to reach this game. There's another base hit. That's 4 consecutive base hits. And you're going to have Nelson coming around, and she will score. That's an RBI for Blakely Christiansen.
Enterprise is hitting exceptionally well. They're hitting in all of the gaps, and Parowan doing a really good job to get to the ball and get it inside, but just really good ball placement by Enterprise. And it looks like we might be having a batter change or maybe a speed-up runner.
I'm guessing a speed-up runner for the pitcher.
For
so
that
is already 4 consecutive hits. So the Parowan Rams able to retire Humphreys in that first at-bats. And after that, it's been 4 straight hits for the Enterprise Wolves and 3 earned runs. So 2 RBIs for Addie Nelson and an RBI rather, for Blakely Christiansen. So stepping up to the plate will be 2, Becca Hess, playing right field. So Christiansen is on first base. She gets the RBI. So 3 earned runs for Enterprise. They have a 3-1 lead over the Parowan Rams. There's 1 out. Pitch from Adams will be popped up, caught by the third baseman, and she outruns it. That will be a single for Christiansen. But what a throw from the first baseman as Blakely Christiansen, the speed-up runner, tried to get to third base and is thrown out from the first base to third.
Aggressive base running in Parowan, but they kept their eyes open. Wasn't able to get the runner at first, but she fired it across. Was able to get the tag out on the attempt to steal.
So 5 hits now. And Becca Hess will be on first base. Brooke Humphreys, the third baseman, up for the Enterprise Wolves. She's a junior. And they're going to check on the shortstop. So the player stepped hard into that. So the hard slide into the shortstop. And so the shortstop is Sadie Jensen as she is hobbling. As she went down very hard on the slide as the cleats came up, took out the lead. Nothing dirty I didn't see.
I don't think so either. Just aggressive softball.
Again, 5 straight hits for the Enterprise Wolves. They lead 3-0. 2 down with a nice field play. It was a great throw from Lainey Williams. Yep, over to Jensen.
Matheson. Or was it Jensen that come across from short?
Yep, strike 1. Yeah, I think what happened is third base had made the play on the ball, and so Jensen wisely went to third base to cover, and then she was taken out on third.
Gotcha.
1-0 the count.
Wow.
Hit is high and deep right center field. It's up and it's gone. A home run for number 22, Brooke Humphreys, for the Enterprise Wolves. That is 2 RBIs for Humphreys.
What a shot, too. It had the distance, and it went over that fence easily. So first home run of the game to Brooke Humphreys.
Wow. What a shot by Humphreys. That one was high and out there. And now the Parowan Rams already lead 5-0. Now bring up Maisie Hunt. But congratulations to Brooke Humphreys as the Enterprise Wolves with 6 straight hits in this bottom of the first inning. They gave up 1 run, but now have tagged 5 on the Parowan Rams. We're at batters 8-9-1. So a little bit of danger here for Parowan. This one could get out of hand early. Pitches out and up, ball 1.
Well, and, with 2 outs, it's like you just almost get this desperate feeling you can't get out of this inning, and a great 2-out rally for Enterprise.
1-0 pitch, hit to the pitcher. Adams turns, fires, scores, and Parowan's out of the inning, but not until the damage is done as the Enterprise Wolves lead 5-1 as we head to the top of the second inning on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
This is how legends 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Still 1-0. It is San Juan over Duchesne, the defending 2A state champs, and we'll get some other scores here shortly. As we start the top of the second, Cecilia Lemke will be up for the Parowan Rams. Her foul ball on the first pitch.
Got a little piece of it, just little dribbler goes foul.
So for the Parowan Rams at the top of the second, it's going to be 6-7-8 batting. Second pitch is up, strike 2, 0-2, so the count favors the pitcher, Blakely Christiansen.
2 quick strikes, and now she's going to have to choke up on that bat and just swing and try to connect with anything hittable in the strike zone.
Now time to protect Christiansen. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be high, ball 1.
Almost every time you can count on an off-speed changeup pitch when it's, 0-2.
Yes, you can. So here's the 0-2 pitch. The 1-2 pitch. Ball 2. A little bit high. I'm trying to see if I can catch Canyon View here. Leaning over hard. But it's 2-1 right now. Canyon View with the lead over North Sanpete. Here's a hit to the right side. Up and out of play. So the count remains 2-2.
I love it. Even when you can tell that the ball's going out of play, I love that the girls still run over there like they can get it maybe.
Well, we've seen a couple of times where the ball spin just stops it and it does drop back in.
Or the wind,
not that far, of course.
Or the wind carries it.
Right. Lemke 2-2 facing Christiansen. 5-1. Enterprise with the lead. That one's in for a strike. She caught Lemke looking. That was a sweet pitch by Christiansen.
So 2 strikeouts now in the game for Christiansen. And up to bat is going to be first baseman Lainey Williams.
Up to bat for Parowan, first baseman, number 8, Lainey Williams.
Williams, the batter. First baseman for Parowan takes strike 1 on the first pitch. And there's a shot down the left field line, just foul. I'll tell you what, that would have been an easy double, maybe more, had that been fair.
Yeah, 3-4 inches off the third baseline, so nice shot by Williams.
Yeah, in the second inning, there's no score between Grantsville and Carbon. North Sanpete and Canyon View was 2-1. Here's a deep shot up to left field. If that is fair, that will be a home run easily. And it's going to tail foul. That was a shot down the left field line.
It's terrible when you get robbed of a hit like that. Straighten it out just a little bit, and you can either get ground rule double or a...
Oh, I'll tell you what. Did that come off the bat or what?
It did.
Oh, my gosh. That was crazy. There would have been no question with that hit. Here's the pitch. Now it's going to be, what a pitch by Christiansen. Wow.
You could see that when it looks like it was coming in hot, and then it just stopped. And Williams, she waited, but got ahead of herself. 2 strikeouts now for Christiansen.
Up to bat for Parowan.
Next up to bat will be left fielder Macy Anderson. She's a senior for these Parowan Rams. Up inside, nearly hit the batter, but just missed. Got to give credit to Anderson. She just didn't even flinch.
Like we talked yesterday, just a feeble attempt. If it hits you and you just barely flinch, is that considered a feeble attempt?
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Frankly, I think if a player doesn't crowd the plate, if they're just in the normal box and they hit some, I think every time they get hit, that's a foul ball. 2-1 the count. I know the rule's designed for people not leaning into balls over the edge, but I just think that if you're in the box and the ball comes in, I say you just let it be.
I think most people instinctually would try to get away from it anyways.
Yeah. That one's low, so ball 3-1. Just missed the strike zone. 8-9-1 coming up for the Parowan Rams. That one looked good and is strike. The count is now full.
2-2.
2-2.
You were close.
There's a hit to, it's going to be fouled off the right side.
I'm just going off what his hand signals were.
Oh, no, he's right. I'm watching Game Changer, and it says there's 3 balls, but the official said 2.
Well, I can't keep track even when I try, so.
That's nor I. Here's the pitch, and that one's hit to the shortstop. An easy play and an easy out. It's 1-2-3 for the Parowan Rams in the top of the second inning. So for the Parowan Rams, no runs, no hits, no one's left on, no errors. And we'll be back. 5-1 Enterprise with the lead on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
What?
There we go, and first up will be Enterprise Wolves. Once again, the first batter on with a base hit.
Macy Hunt, first pitch, and she did a. You very rarely see somebody slide into first, but she slid into first and she was safe.
That brings up Haley Christensen, the center fielder for the Enterprise Wolves. Is it Hallie or Haley? Whoa, that's going to be a pitch that gets away from Adams, and that'll be an easy advance base for Macy Hunt. She moves to second.
As soon as that left her hand, she just threw her head back. Was like, oh no, that was on me. Well, so much pressure is put on the pitchers, every single pitch, and these girls do such a great job in the circle. It's good to see that she can
it's a lonely spot.
Give herself a break.
Swing and a miss for Kyla Humphreys. Strike one.
I think we're on Hallie Christensen.
You're right, we are.
Nope.
No,
we are.
Kyla Humphreys.
Okay, so something happened. Hallie Christensen got on. Kyla Humphreys now up to bat.
Oh, do you know what? I didn't put down what happened. Base hit was the last out, so Christensen did get the base hit.
So second strikeout of the game for the leadoff batter for Enterprise, Kyla Humphreys.
Yeah, pretty strange for Kyla. She is a solid batter at that leadoff position.
That now is Haley Drake.
Haley Drake, the catcher, coming up for Enterprise. She's a senior. Christensen on third base. Apologize for the confusion. Pitch is up and ball. So ball one to Haley Drake. Drake, on her last attempt, she's 1 for 1. She hit into right field for a base hit. She started the action for the Enterprise Wolves.
So Christensen on third, threatening to score. 1 out, right at the top of the batting order for the Wolves.
Enterprise leads 5-1. We're at the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch, and that was going to be hit off the handle. And they will tag out the player. And a great play by Adams.
It was, and she did a very good job just, beating her in the base path, tagging her out, holding Christensen at third. And unfortunately for Drake, that was definitely not what she was expecting to happen. You could tell as soon as the ball got in play.
Honestly, that might have hit Drake's fingers as it just came off the inside handle of the bat. Daisy Terry hit a single into left field and her at bat, so she's 1 for 1. And it's going to be fouled off, strike one.
Enterprise right in the meat of their lineup. This would be a huge stop for the Parowan Rams with the Wolf in scoring position, threatening to score on third.
The Rams hit 6 straight hits in the top of the first inning.
Enterprise.
Enterprise. Yep, you're right. And that will be strike
2.
Yep, strike 2 for Daisy Terry. Right now, North San Pete with a 4-2 lead over Canyon View on field 1. Field 1. Here's a hit to deep left field. It's up. Parowan tracking and makes the catch, and that'll get Parowan out of the inning. And so no runs on 1 hit with 1 player left on. And 5-1 as we head to the top of the third.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Welcome back. We head to the third inning right now. Enterprise leading 5-1. That big first inning for the Wolves. And now the Parowan Rams getting ready. Yardley up to bat. And it's going to catch that outside corner. Strike 1. Yardley, the second baseman. Yardley steps in. Christiansen delivers. High, ball 1. 1-1 the count. The score is still San Juan 1, Duchesne 0 on field 4. There's the pitch. That one's going to miss the corner, I believe. Outside, ball 2. Boy, Drake tried hard to frame that. It was close. Just missed.
Some catchers do a very good job at, portraying a ball that's a strike.
There's a hit, pops straight up in the air, and Christiansen calls it off and makes the play.
Easy catch for Christiansen. Calls everybody off, like you said. The other players let her have it. So 1 out, back at the top of the lineup for Parowan.
Yeah, Maddie Adams, the pitcher for Parowan. She'll bat from the left side of the plate. She flew out to the second baseman on her last at-bats. There's the pitch by Adams.
Ooh.
High, just missed.
That's a hard one not to chase.
It really is. Pitches up and hit down, foul down the first baseline.
Would have been an easy single.
Yep.
Had that stayed in play.
1-1 the count for Maddie Adams. The pitcher's facing off in the top of the third.
And Becca Hess was on her horse in right field to field it.
Pitches in and looks like it caught the corner. Does not. Just missed inside. That's ball 2. We're way up high, so it's kind of hard for us to see up and down. Even left and right, slightly obstructed. That's going to be a foul ball down the right field line, and it'll be strike 2. 2-2 the count.
She's pulling it hard to the right side, and
she's way ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's the 2-2 pitch. That one gets away from Christiansen. Count is full.
Pitcher coming at pitcher.
Yes, it is. The battle.
Maddie hoping to get on base.
Parowan desperate for a little bit of action, down 5-1. This Parowan team. There's a strike. So the count's 2-2. Or 3-2. It might be. Full count. There's the pitch. Adams fouls off again and out of, I think it's out of play. No, made the catch. We can't see it behind the tree, but that will be the third baseman over for the out.
Had to sit there and watch the umpire to see what happened, and credit the hustle of the third baseman for Enterprise, Brooke Humphreys.
Yeah, Humphreys over.
Wow.
And like I said, we're behind trees and shields on this one, and so we can't see that end line. We love the trees for the players, but for the announcers, it makes it hard. And the pitch for Anderson will be a ball 1.
Well, we talked about it yesterday as well, but the weather is so perfect for softball, especially these teams that are in the one-loss bracket. A lot of softball and great weather.
Ball 2 inside. So for Brindley Anderson, she is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. Which is inside and going to be popped up and down the first baseline. Christiansen says, I've got this one. She gets her second of the inning, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Parowan Rams in the the top of the third inning. So we go into break with the Wolves leading 5-1 on TeamHive.live.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
Welcome back. We head to the bottom of the third. Enterprise leading 5-1. And leading off the inning for the Wolves will be Addie Nelson. Last time she hit a single with 2 RBIs, so she's 1 for 1 on the morning. It's a morning game, Pepper.
Time is relative, I feel like, during this state tournament.
Hey, it's light. Here we go. Bottom of the third starts away with a swing and a miss by Addie Nelson.
Wow, that was an aggressive cut at the ball. She was swinging for the fences on that one.
Nelson steps back in. It was like Duchesne and San Juan tied at 1, fouled off, strike 2.
Winner of this game will play the winner of San Juan and Duchesne at 3 o'clock. The loser will play immediately after this. against Gunnison.
That's correct. That one's a ball, so 1-2 the count. Yep, 1-1 in the second inning of the other 2A quarterfinal game. It's kind of odd. It's almost like a semifinal in most arenas, but this is a quarterfinal.
It feels like a semi, though.
It does. Ball high, 2-2. Nelson, the shortstop, battling it out with Adams for Parowan. During the season, Enterprise swept the Rams 2 games. And you'll have to tell me scores on those.
I'm trying to find them, but the print is very small.
Fouled off. Count remains 2-2.
All right, so they played them, and Enterprise won 1-0. And that was in April. And then 11-1 in March.
So these two teams, they had that one game, 1-0. That's a close one.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of hitting in that one.
I wonder where that was at.
Caught the corner, and that is strike 3. Beautiful pitch by Adams.
So Enterprise played at Parowan, so that was when they held them 1-0.
Yeah.
So strikeout?
Yep, strikeout. That's the 3rd strikeout of the game for Adams. Now up to the plate will be Blakely Christiansen, the pitcher. Pitch has caught that outside corner. Strike 1 for Christiansen. She hit a single into left field. Her first attempt at the plate. Pitch, swing and a miss. She chased some high stuff there. 0-2 the count.
Adams doing a really good job in the circle. Throwing some really good pitches and hitting her spots.
Stepping up. Here's the pitch. Trying to catch outside corner. Missed high. 1-2. Good placement on a 0-2 pitch.
You know, I'm super glad that we have the followers at TeamHive.live, but if you haven't ever come up here to this complex to experience it in person, try to make a trip up to do it next year. It's a lot of fun.
It certainly is. Here's a hit straight away. That one's up, high, deep, into right center field, but the catch made at the warning track, if there were one. So, out number 2. It brings up Becca Hess, the right fielder.
Kel Renzello, she ran over there, got right underneath it for the catch. Just a little bit more, and she would have been the 2nd home run for Enterprise.
Hess in her last at bat had an infield single and is 1 for 1 in the matchup. She bats from the left side.
Number 2, Becca Hess.
Adams steps up. 2 down. 2 up, 2 down. Hess will take ball 1 as Becca's steps in that slap hit on that left side. There comes Adams. Adams outside again, ball 2. Same spot, same result. 2-0 the count.
Duchesne managed to get a run on the scoreboard, so in the bottom of the 2nd inning, it looks like it's 1-1.
There's going to be a slap hit on the left side. No play on the ball. That'll be just strike 2 still. Sorry, strike 1. 2-1 the count. 2 high balls
Matheson
outside.
Tried to get to it, just a little short.
Yeah. Two and 1 the count. Pitch from Adams is going to be a hit to the shortstop. Going to go under the legs. Okay, so now the trick on that one.
I don't know that she would have made it.
And now she's going to go to second base. And so you've got to give an error on the play, but I'm not sure she would have been able to make the play either way.
Well, had Jensen been able to field that, I was watching Hess as she was running. I think she would have outran the throw. But then that errant throw to first base allows her to go to second.
I think we're going to call that an infield single for Hess. I realize that it went through the legs of the shortstop,
I don't think
Jensen, but I don't think there was a chance as Hess was all the way down the line, and I don't think there was a prayer for that. It was too slow of a hit.
Well, and that's one of the advantages of not only being very, very quick on the base pass, but from batting from the left side of the box as well. So she has just that little extra. No, the less. How much is that? Like 4 feet? But still, sometimes that's all it takes.
There's a throwing error on the play, so we do have an error in the inning. Now we'll bring up Brooke Humphreys, the third base, playing third base for Enterprise. And last time she had a pretty decent hit over the fence.
She did, a home run with 2 on, I believe.
Yeah, she hit a shot, so she's got 2 RBIs.
Wolves is third baseman Brooke Humphreys.
So Humphreys steps in with a runner in scoring position. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Humphreys stays at second. Anderson, the catcher for Parowan. Pitch is going to be fouled off. Strike 2. 0-2 the count for Humphreys. 1-0 Grantsville at the end of 2 in the 3A quarterfinal. And in this one, it's Canyon View 5-4. North Sanpete 5. So that's a great game on field 1. Fouled off again. 0-2 the count remains.
2 outs for Enterprise with Hess on second.
Adam steps up. 0-2 delivery. That one's going to be low in the dirt. Ball 1. 1-2. There's the 1-2 pitch. Tried to catch the corner and just missed. Very close.
Oh, that was a good pitch. It looked good from here. Probably high.
Yeah, well, both teams held their breath. Like I said, we don't have the best perspective, so.
Yeah, good placement. Anderson trying hard to frame it.
There's a pop-up on the right side. That one might be in play, and looks like it is. And the play is made, and that will get Parowan out of the inning. That's an F3, so for the Parowan Rams. No runs on 1 hit, 1 error with 1 left on. We'll be back after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Beaver Valley Hospital continues to offer high-quality health care at the state's lowest price. Beaver Valley Hospital has state-of-the-art laboratory and radiology services, including cutting-edge X-ray and 3D ultrasound. The hospital also provides expanded surgical procedures for orthopedics and laparoscopic hysterectomy. Remodeled patient rooms and long-term care facilities combine with compassionate staff to provide our patients a comfortable and healing environment. Beaver Valley Hospital is a proud community supporter and is pleased to sponsor Beaver High School.
Okay, top of 4, 5-1, Enterprise with the lead. All the damage done in the first inning by both teams. No scoring since as the pitchers have settled in. Christiansen delivers to Matheson, strike 1. Matheson, the third baseman, hit a single in her last appearance at the plate.
Nice cut at the ball by Matheson.
Christiansen quickly up. Ball 1, a little bit high. 1-1.
Matheson, a very confident hitter. That's why she's, the heavy hitter for the Parowan Rams. The senior doing a very good job with, senior leadership for her team.
1-1 the count. High. Ball 2, 2-1. Strike 2. Takes a good swing. 2-2. The count evened up. Here shortly, it will be the Beaver High School Beavers boys team taking on Duchesne in quarterfinal, in the one-loss bracket over at BYU. That'll be a fun one to watch. And then we've got in the 3A classification, North Sanpete 5, Canyon View 4. That's exact same score on the other field with the softball. Oh, that is a softball. I thought it was baseball. And that's hit up in the air, caught by the shortstop.
That is a ironic
Jackson just made me sound so dumb. I thought he was watching baseball. He's watching his North Sanpete Hawks on field 4. So I don't have to lean over. I can just look at your screen. All right, Sadie Jensen back up to the plate for the Parowan. She hit a single into left field her last at bat. That will be high, ball one.
Parowan came out that first inning and their bats were hot.
Yep.
It was hit after hit after hit, and they've gone a little bit cold since.
Pitches in, and Jensen was high. That was a beanball. She had to bail on that one.
I don't know if I'd want to be hit by a ball thrown by Chris Jansen.
But not that high. I mean, I could see maybe the thigh or the stuff, but nowhere else.
Oh, wow.
Hit, nice shot by the third baseman, over for the out.
What a great field by Brooke Humphreys as she just scoops down, fields it cleanly, throws it across the diamond. So 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, 5-3 for the second out of the inning. Brings up Kel Rinzello, the junior center fielder for Parowan.
Batting now for Parowan, center fielder.
Rinzello hit a single into left field in her first appearance at the plate. You can hear Dennis Aldridge in the back.
First pitch was outside, ball one.
Looks like someone was robbed at the fence from what it sounds like. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be inside. Ball two. Drake set up on the outside of the plate. The pitch came in. She had to reach back with that left hand to catch that near the batter. There's going to be a hit over to second base. Fielded cleanly. 3 up, 3 down for the Enterprise Wolves. We'll be back with the bottom of the third with Enterprise leading 5-1 on TeamHive.live. Powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Vince Lombardi once said, "The measure of who we are is what we do with what we have." The quote rings true whether applied to our country, our schools, our homes, or on the field of play. We applaud our student athletes for their hard work and determination on the field and in the classroom. Brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, promoting excellence in sports and education. Visit us at sunrise-eng.com. That's sunrise-eng.com.
Welcome back. You're watching softball on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Enterprise 5, Parowan 1. And the first pitch to number 5. That is Macy Hunt, the first base. Playing first base is a ball one. Her last at bat, she was hit out. And here's a hit high to center field, shallow. And the play is going to be made by Rinzello. That'll bring up Hallie Christensen, or Haley Christensen. Which is it? Hallie Christensen. She had a single in her last at bat. Junior. So she'll bat from the left side of the plate. Still 1-1, Duchesne and San Juan. That's quite a match over there. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss, strike one. If we want to talk about dominance for these two teams, the Enterprise Wolves, in their history, have 2 softball championships, but they find themselves in the championship often. They've got 2 softball championships in 2019 and 2021. For the Parowan Rams, no girls softball championships. They're looking for their first. So
yeah.
1-1 to count.
It seems like Enterprise is always playing for the championship game. It just seems like it's almost like a guarantee.
Yep, solid athletic programs for the Enterprise Wolves. Here's your 1-1 pitch. Hit on, popped up in the infield. That's Maddie Adams. She'll take that easily for out number 2. That'll bring up top of the order, Kyla Humphreys. 0 for 2 in the morning.
Top of the order for Enterprise leadoff batter.
Humphreys, the second baseman.
Number 12, second baseman, is Kyla Humphreys.
Pitch is up and popped up again. Here's the second base, playing second base for the Rams, and that'll do it. 3 pop-ups for this inning, so no runs, no hits, no one left on, no errors. 5-1 as we go to top of 5.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
At Central Valley Medical Center, we're committed to offering the best care.
In your life's first moments.
Through your life's biggest emergencies.
In your everyday help.
In those days that mean the most.
Central Valley Medical Center will be there with you through each step and stage of life, bringing the best care because we care, closer to home.
Welcome back. Top of the fifth inning. Parowan's going to bat 6, 7, 8. Lemke, Williams, and Anderson. And the score's 5 for the Enterprise Wolves, 1 for the Parowan Rams. Lemke
0 for 1.
0 for 1, correct. Strike one. Takes that one looking from Christiansen.
That's a hard pitch to hit.
It really is.
Super inside. Grabs that corner.
Christiansen delivers and kind of a floater. That one doesn't drop. 1-1 the count. Just a reminder coming up, the winner will head to the semifinal game.
Oh.
Strike two. So she tried to hold up, couldn't quite do it. The loser will play the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs.
She had too much momentum going into that swing. Just couldn't stop it.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Here's the pitch. Low ball through ball 2. 2-2 the count, evened up. Our score 5-1 Enterprise. Fouled off again. Count remains 2-2.
Lemke stays alive.
Duchesne's taken the lead 2-1 over the San Juan Broncos. The two winners will face off in the semifinals later today at 3 o'clock. Pitch is going to be inside. It will hit Lemke, so the first base runner on in quite a while. Actually, that is the first base runner since the first inning for the Parowan Rams.
Where did that hit her? In the hand? Our elbow, maybe?
I think so. She's kind of looking at that left elbow. So, yep, hit her in the elbow. So she's on. That brings up Macy Anderson, 0 for 1 in the game.
Up to that left
Anderson
fielder,
playing left
number
field.
9, Macy Anderson.
Anderson steps up. Still North San Pete 5, Canyon View 4. Grantsville still leads 1-0 over Carbon. Pitch is up and out. Ball 1. Outside, ball 2. Now a hitter's count for Williams. Now shoot for Anderson. That one will be fouled off. 2-1 the count. Anderson's on first base, being held by Drake. Hit fouled out of play on the right side. Almost takes out some spectators.
Parowan needed to take advantage of getting Williams on base.
Yeah.
Try to get her into scoring position, still trailing by 4 runs.
Yeah, really only 3 more plate appearances for the Rams. They've got to make some magic happen right now with the base runner.
Although
These two teams very solid. That's the challenge of it.
Although it's not over until it's over. We've seen many teams this tournament come back, I mean, down 4 or 5 runs going into the 6th or 7th inning and come back and make it a ball game. And that's what's so fun about the state tournament.
Christiansen just misses that outside corner. Drake framed it as well as she could. There's going to be a hit ball to left field, but right to the left fielder, and that'll be out, number 1.
Williams wisely tags up and doesn't even try to outrun, try to steal that base to second. So
1 down. Anderson up to the plate. I think I announced that wrong for you last time. Number 9, Macy Anderson, and that's going to be a bunt. Third base right there. How about that play by the Enterprise Wolves? What a heads-up play.
Oh, wow. She charged that, immediately turned to throw it to second base to get the leadoff runner. What a great play by Brooke Humphreys.
So Anderson on the fielder's choice. And the throw out of Lemke.
Number 1, Taylin Yardley.
Yardley takes strike 1. Stepping back in with the 0-1 count. Here's the pitch from Christiansen. Oh, chase some high stuff. It's 0-2 the count. Parowan with the 2 outs. Caught the corner. That's out number 3. She caught it looking. So for the Parowan Rams, in the top of the 5th, no runs on no hits, no errors, 1 left on base, and no earned runs. We'll be back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, in partnership with KSL Sports.
This is how 2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups. Plus, get a $4,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
Welcome back. We're down to the bottom of the 5th inning. Right now it's Enterprise 5 and Parowan 1. Leading off will be Haley Drake. She is 1 for 2 in this contest. Adams steps up. That one will be fouled off. That'll be even the count at 1-1. That was a handle hit for Haley Drake. When we talk about that, the hands come in on that ball and it just hits the handle and usually bounces straight up.
Yeah, not much, no bounce at all.
No. Adams catches the corner. We had to pause to see what happens. She catches the outside corner. 1-2, the pitcher ahead on the count.
Hey, some of these behind the plate umpires, they do a very good job in letting the drama rise.
Oh, they really do. We all just hold our breath for a second. That one looked good. Hit on the left side, out of play. Not out of play, just left side. Not able to make the play. The count remains 1-2.
It's kind of fun too, because as we watch them, you can see with their body language sometimes if they're going to call a strike or not.
Oh yeah. Again, we're in the the bottom of the 5th inning. Parowan 5. Enterprise 5, Parowan 1. Pitch comes in, tries to catch corner, and gets it. Strikeout for Adams.
So that is the 3rd strikeout of the game, I believe. 4th strikeout of the game for Adams, and she gets the leadoff batter, Haley Drake.
Yeah, beautiful pitch. She caught that outside corner. She's been working the corner the whole time. Now that'll bring up Daisy Terry. Plays left field for Enterprise. She is 1 for 2. Pitches inside, ball 1. Step in on the left side. Drake, this is actually Terry, a junior.
If I remember correctly, I think Enterprise only lost 2 or 3 girls from last year's runner-up team. One of my favorite players graduated, Noah Moyle.
Yeah.
I think she's serving a mission right now.
Yes, she is. Ball's inside, so that's 3-0. Here's a hitter's count for Daisy Terry. Again, Terry hit a shot into left field. Her first at bat, flew out to the right field in her second attempt. 3-0. Here comes the payoff pitch for Terry. It's in and looks like it's going to be inside. Ball 4. So Enterprise has a runner on.
You know, and that's something that the Rams, obviously you don't want to have happen, but ill afford letting them get on, on a walk because they are so good at running the bases.
Addie Nelson, the shortstop, up for the Enterprise Wolves. 1 for 2.
Addie Nilsson up to bat for the Enterprise
In the
Wolves.
first inning, she hit a shot into right field. Home run in the Canyon View game. Swing and a miss for Nelson. Again, that outside corner. Adams done a really nice job of catching that outside corner on her pitches.
She's doing a very good job with that. Talking to Lachelle yesterday, Lachelle Moss, she said, if I was a team, I'd want to be playing on my field. She says several home runs every single game.
No, it's true. We haven't had too many. We had one in this game.
There were a lot of home runs in 3A.
Just misses high. 1-1 the count. There have been. It's been kind of fun to see it.
Well, it's fun to listen to Lachelle and Dennis because they get pretty animated and excited. And
they do.
It's a lot of fun to be able to call a game when you have, girls hitting home runs.
1-1 the count. Adams steps up on Nelson. Pitches outside, ball 2, 2-1.
Anderson working really hard behind the plate, keeping Terry on base.
A lot of respect for both catchers of these two teams. We've only had one stolen base for the Enterprise Wolves and none for Parowan. Pitches up. That's ball 3.
There's been only one stolen base for Enterprise?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just one. That was Haley Drake in the first inning. There have been a few advancements on pass balls, but not any stolen bases. (3-1), and that will be strike 2.
She's like, no, I think I got it. No, she didn't.
Addie Nelson, I think, was hoping because that, I don't know, from our point of view, that was like, oh, that one's an easy strike.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like. We never know. Full count. I will say the officiating in this tournament has been fantastic so far.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's been great.
Full count.
Here's the full count pitch. It's in and swing and a miss. Strike 3. Another strikeout for Maddie Adams. Had a strikeout number
5 and strikeout number 2 this inning.
So 2 down, runner on first. That brings up Blakely Christiansen, 1 for 2, with a single into left field in her first at bat. Christiansen will step in. Again, runner on first. Enterprise leading 5-1, trying to add to that lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Pitch is going to catch the corner, strike 1. Adams has settled in on that outside corner.
She has. She's gotten her groove.
Mm-hmm. Enterprise trying to look for a better pitch, but she keeps going to the corners.
Ooh.
There was the better pitch. A little high, 0-2 the count.
We talk about announcers' jinxes in basketball, certain things you don't say.
There's lots of things we try not to say.
In softball, is that one thing you don't say about the pitchers? They've settled in. Like, ugh, knock on wood.
0-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That one, you can see it caught Adams' leg as she came through, so it's 1-2. Runner on first, 2 down for Christiansen. 1-2. Pitcher's count for Adams. Pitch is low and going to go off the mitt. That's going to be a pass ball, and it will advance into scoring position. Daisy Terry.
Nice work by Anderson, flipping that mask off quick and tracking down the ball to prevent, more than one base advancement.
So 2-2 the count. North San Pete up 6-4 now over Canyon View.
You sure that's not baseball?
Funny. There's the pitch, and going to be popped up. Will it stay in play? No, it's going to go out of play, and great job by a spectator to one-hand that almost. Almost made the catch.
It just amazes me. Like, I would not try to catch a softball, but so many people, they do this, get right under it, try to catch it.
It's a big yellow ball.
That's scary.
It should be pretty easy.
Maybe it's just because I'm a wimp.
2-2. Bottom of 5, runner in on second, 2 down. Pitch is going to be hit back to the pitcher and throw in time. What a play by Maddie Adams. I didn't think she had a chance at that, but she made a great throw on the play.
And what about that stretch by Taylin Yardley? No, sorry, excuse me. Not Taylin Yardley, Lainey Williams.
Yeah.
She was stretched out, and she got it, scooped it up, showed the official. So great play by the Parowan Rams.
Going to the top of 6, 5-1 Enterprise when we come back on TeamHive.live.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Welcome back. Maddie Adams hits it down the right field line and fielded cleanly by first base, Macy Hunt.
This game started off pretty excitedly. Lots of hits, lots of running, and both teams now have amped up the defense, and bats have gone cold. Not a whole lot of action in the outfield.
Yeah, Anderson, the catcher, now up for Parowan. She'll step in. We've had 1 strike on the foul ball, so 0-1 the count. Which is in, going to be blocked by Drake. 1-1 the count. Grantsville 3, Carbon 0 on field 1. On field 2, it is going to be 8-4 North St. Pete. There's a hit to the second base, and that will be out, number 2. Kind of a routine fly ball infield by Brindley Anderson. That'll bring up Caitlin Matheson, the playing third base for Parowan.
Up to bat for Parowan, number 3 batter, number 5, Caitlin Matheson.
Matheson 1 for 2 so far in this game. Top of 6, Parowan a little bit desperate to pick up a run. Strike 1 outside corner by Christiansen. She and Adams have done a great job on taking out that outside corner.
And both teams struggling to get the bat on it.
Christiansen inside it's going to be a hit into left center by Matheson, her second of the game. She'll sneak to second base and an overthrow, but Matheson gets a single with a stolen base.
I think she caught Enterprise a little bit unaware. They were thinking she was going to hold up at first. She did not. She just took off, ran really aggressively to second base, so she turns a single into a double. Yeah, first stolen base of the game for the Parowan Rams. She's in scoring position with 2 down. Sadie Jensen up. She is 1 for 2. Catches the inside corner. That's strike 1. Had to wait and get a determination on that one. Again, we're top of 6. Parowan desperate for some runs, down 5-1. There's a hit. That's going to be a base hit into right field. And we're going to see, holds up wisely, as I think that was a great throw from the right field. And you can see, too, how smart Enterprise is playing. You had Christiansen backing up Drake at home plate to make sure if the ball went past, they could try to get the out. So very smart defensive play by Enterprise.
That'll bring up the center fielder, Kale Renzello. She's 1 for 2. Here's Renzello's first hit. It's going to be a base hit into the right side. That's an RBI for Renzello, and Jensen will go to third base.
Great hit by Renzello, and Parowan's turning up the heat just at the right time, as they've now scored 1 more run, another runner threatening to score, chipping into the lead, now trailing by 3.
Little 2-out rally for the Parowan Rams. Drake and Christiansen will talk about it. 5-2 now our score in the top of the 6th. There are 2 outs. Coming up will be Lemke for Parowan, the right fielder. She's a sophomore, 0 for 1 rather.
Runners at the corners for Parowan.
With a walk. Parowan trying to chip in that lead, down 3, 5-2. Enterprise trying to return to the championship game. Inside, ball 1.
I always wonder about the strategy on this. 2 outs, you know, do you send the runner to second with the runner on third? Probably not.
I don't think with the play of these two teams, I think you got to be cautious. Strike 1. My thought is you're
you've
going
got to
to
get
need
some
3 runs.
So you got to try to get a base runner on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. That's out of my pay grade. Strike 2.
You have a lot of experience coaching teams in this type of situation.
I just observe and comment. I have mixed feelings about that one, if it goes or not. Here's a hit into shallow left center, and that's going to be a base hit and an RBI for the Parowan Rams. And now they're going to go, but a little bit late start, and Drake's going to get her. No, drops the ball, so she is safe. That is 2 runs for the Parowan Rams.
Oh, wow. Enterprise, you know, it's just an unfortunate error as Drake was right there, drops the ball. Wow, that's like League of Their Own stuff. But then you have Lainey was it Lainey? Cecilia Lemke. She's going to get on second base, scores 2 runs, and just like that, Parowan now trails by 1, tying run on second base.
Yeah, Lemke picks up an RBI on that one. And let's see, I think Rinzello also picked up an RBI. So 3 runs. We are now 5-4. The Enterprise Wolves with that 1-run lead against the Parowan Rams. But the Rams with a runner in scoring position, that's Lemke on second. Wow.
And that last run, Sadie Jensen just running in super hard.
Yep.
I'll keep my editorial of Pete Rose sliding to myself because it worked out really well for Parowan.
That's right. So here we go. Up the bat is Lainey Williams.
Lainey Williams.
She's got a runner scoring position. Here's the pitch and caught the outside corner. Strike 1 rather. 5-4. We've got a great game here on field 3 in the first quarterfinal matchup. 5 for the Wolves, 4 for the Rams. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. That evens, 0-2 the count for Williams.
Well, now, first 2 batters getting out, 2-out rally as the next 4 batters have come up and got on, scoring 3.
So the 0-2 pitch to Williams. This is big. Can Parowan tie it up? There's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So after all of that, we've got a 5-4 game. I'll let you know what happened in the inning after this on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's 2 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 5-4. Enterprise with a 1-run lead. Parowan with 3 runs. They scored 3 runs on 4 hits with 1 left on in that top of the 6th inning. And so they cut into that deficit. Now Enterprise trying to regain the control. They scored all their runs in the first inning of play. And it's going to be Becca Hess, who is 2 for 2 in the game. Pitch is high, ball 1.
Hess has been solid in the box, batting from the left side. Very, very quick on the base paths as well.
2-1 still in the other quarterfinal matchup. Duchesne with a 1-run lead against San Juan. Pitch is high, ball 2. So 8-5, North San Pete over Canyon View, but Canyon View threatening. There's the 2-0 pitch to Hess. Hess low, ball 3. Now the hitters count for Becca Hess, and we'll see if Enterprise swings away or plays it safe. There's the pitch. That one's going to be outside. Oh, no, caught the corner. Beautiful. Strike 1.
Yeah, Hess was holding on that one, hoping to get a runner on base.
Hess didn't run either. She knew it was close. 3-1 the count. Adams coming to Hess. That one's going to be low, ball 4. So the leadoff batter on the base path for the Enterprise Wolves, bringing up Brooke Humphreys, who plays third base.
Lots of excitement in both 3A fields.
Holy cow. We've got Grantsville up 3-1 over Carbon, and they're working on it. And then 8-5, still North San Pete over Canyon View. And there's going to be a bunt up the right side. That was almost perfect, but it's going to be a foul ball.
We've seen a lot of really good, in the games I've watched, some really, really awesome bunting, just going exactly where they should. But also some really great fielding for the bunts as well. So small ball, I think small ball's fun.
Brooke Humphreys at the plate, 0-1 the count after the foul ball. Humphreys on the morning hit a home run and then flew out to first base. Pitch outside, ball 1-1.
Anderson quickly popping up, trying to keep Hess on first base.
Anderson, the senior, so we got 2 senior catchers in this one, both great. Here's the pitch, high. So ball 2, 2-1.
That looked like it was coming in low, and I don't know that very much about pitching, but rise ball looked like to me.
Yeah. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2, 2-2.
Humphreys can do some damage. She's already proved at her first at bat, smashing a home run, and when she swings with authority.
Just a reminder, the Beaver High School boys are taking on the Duchesne Eagles. Full count now for Humphreys. This is dangerous territory for the Rams. They're just back in this one, 5-4. First runner on. This will be a critical pitch.
Rams desperately, not desperate, really wanting an out, and Enterprise wanting to get a hit.
That was going to be outside. That's trouble. Second walk of the inning. She'll go to first. That moves Hess to second. It brings up Macy Hunt, who is 0 for 2. So no outs, runners on first and second for Hunt. She bats in the 8th position, so it's 8-9-1 coming up. Bunt is down, and it's going to be third base. Unable to do so. That's going to be an error, and that will score 1 run. Now almost 2 runs. Nope, 2 runs. Stand up into the, decides to slide. And that will be an error that results in 2 runs for the Enterprise Wolves.
It all started off with a really pretty bunt by Macy Hunt and trying to fire it down to third. Throw just wasn't there, and that errant throw, huge, very costly for Parowan. But Enterprise now, extends that lead back to 3.
Yeah, that's the first base, play error. And what happened is the third base hadn't been able to get there, as it was Jensen trying to come over from shortstop, and not a bad play, just Jensen unable to get there in time for the throw, which resulted in the throwing error that resulted in the 2 runs. So a little bit of breathing room for the Enterprise Wolves as they score 2 more runs. It's 7-4, and that's some breathing room for Enterprise.
It is, because if they have one, they don't have to take their last at bats, even 1 run, and they win. So doing a very good job just executing on an error.
Quick update, Duchesne 1, Beavers 0 in the top of the second. That's your in baseball action over at BYU. There's a pitch going to be bunted to the third base, and not in time, a single for Hallie Christensen. And she jumps up and down. She's excited. She's 2 for 3 on the day.
Talk about the strategy I mentioned just a minute ago with small ball. You get some bunts laying down, you get that infield to suck in. I don't know, some things can happen, and it's worked for Enterprise the bottom of the sixth.
Yeah, in the bottom of the sixth, 2 walks, a hit, and an error so far in the 4 batters. We're back to the top of the order with Kyla Humphreys at the plate, and she'll pop one up, and that's trouble for the Parowan Rams. If she could have gone back to first base, she had a great chance over at first to pick off the runner who'd gone quite a ways.
Maybe that was an announcer's curse. Don't talk about how small ball is working for you, and it doesn't.
1 down for the Enterprise Wolves.
Number 7.
Haley Drake will be up for the catcher for Enterprise.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs or just one? Just one.
Just 1 down.
1 down.
Drake 1 for 3 in the contest.
And we're going to see
pitches
Christensen
in,
still.
And that was interesting. Anderson looking around, but the ball was intermit. She made the catch. She wasn't sure she was going to do it. So Duchesne starting to get some runs on San Juan. We'll keep you posted on that one. There's the pitch. Going to be high ball for Haley Drake. Again, runners at second and third. Stolen base for Hallie Christensen. Drake steps in. Here's a pitch from Adams. High. That's a ball. So pitcher's count coming for Drake. Now we're safe at first, and then round second and takes almost all the way to third on the throw. 1 down. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. No, strike 1. Sorry. Here's the pitch from Adams. That one gets away at the plate, and it's a walk, so the base is now loaded. That's the 3rd walk of the inning. The wheels coming off just a little bit for the Parowan Rams, and there's big trouble as they've got Daisy Terry up. She is 1 for 2 with a walk.
Number 14, Daisy Terry.
Her first in the first inning. She went into shallow left for a base hit. So there's a force out at all bases. Pitch is out, up, ball 1. Again, 1-0 the count. Pitch is in.
Got
and
it.
Hit the corner, strike 1.
Nice pitch by Adams.
Sometimes a left-hander pitching to a left-hander is difficult at times because of angles, but that was a great inside corner pitch. She's going to be hit to left third base. She's going to get 1 score and was trying to work out that double play, but that will score a run. That's an RBI for Daisy Terry.
Yeah, Matheson fielding it pretty cleanly, but drops it just before, because you could tell she was trying to touch her bag and throw it to first like you mentioned. But regardless, gets the out. 2 outs now, and Enterprise scoring a run.
Yep, so that'll leave runners on first and second.
Number 10, Addie Nelson.
And Hunt out. We're out number 2. Addie Nelson on the day is 1 for 3. And there's another pass ball. Gets away from Anderson, so that will be runners on second and third now. So 1 ball. Everyone desperately trying to get out of this one. Score is 8-4.
Both teams having a much better inning. Either team being able to shut the other down here in the 6th.
Both teams have only scored in the 1st and the 6th inning. There's a strike, swing and a miss. 1-1. Duchesne now up 5-1 over San Juan. The winner of that game, the loser of that game will take on Beaver immediately following on field 4. Comes the pitch and hit high, out of play on the right side, strike 2. 1-2 the count on Nelson.
The cleanup batter. I've seen a couple of games where, number 3 and number 4 batters, coaches have elected to walk them with a 2-out situation just to try to prevent them from, smashing the ball and getting RBIs. But
yeah, the problem is you've got all these batters for Enterprise who are top to bottom solid.
I know. I would love to know batting averages for these girls.
Me too.
There's really not a weak spot in their batting, in their lineup.
1-2 the count. That one gets away, going to go up on the baseline, and no one comes in. And it took a terrible bounce for the catcher. And,
the official almost got ran over by 2-3 people. That was great. He was getting out of the way as fast as he could.
Yeah. With that one, typically that doesn't come off on that odd bounce. 2-2 the count for Addie Nelson. And there's a hit out of the right side. That's going to be 1, maybe 2 RBIs. And it is, as they come in standing up, 2 RBIs for Addie Nelson.
Well, and you could see Taylin Yarley, as she had that ball, she was looking at Addie Nilsson on first base, trying to think, should I throw it home or should I not? Elected not to. Yeah. Prevented Nilsson from advancing to second, but also didn't have a chance to tag the runner out at home. And she may have been behind it anyway.
She might have. So let me run through the scores real quick. Right now it's North San Pete 11, Canyon View 5. That would be an upset. Canyon View number 2, and North San Pete, I think, number 3. And then it's Duchesne 5 and San Juan 1 in the 5th inning. And for Grantsville and Carbon, they are tied at 3. That's a 1-4 matchup.
Up to bat for Enterprise.
Back here.
6, Blakely Christiansen.
It's the 9th batter of this inning, so Enterprise with 5 runs. So 10-4 now the score. Pitches up and pass ball. So that will advance Addie Nelson to second base. Runner in scoring position again. 2 outs for Christiansen, who is 1 for 3 on the morning.
With a team like Enterprise, and even with Parowan, with them hitting, allowing them to go through their batting order, it's just a little dodgy.
It's a tough spot. Ball is high for Christiansen. With Duchesne and Beaver in the bottom of the second, it is still 1-0. Duchesne with the lead, and the Eagles up to bat with 1 out. There's the pitch, going to be fouled off by Christiansen. 2 down. Right now, Enterprise with their own fate in their hands as they have a big lead, 10-4 against the Parowan Rams. It was pretty exciting, but then Enterprise got the runs back and added to their lead. Now lead by 6. That pitch is going to be high, so the runner advances to third.
Adams a little bit frustrated in the circle.
Yeah. Well, and you can feel it. Parowan struggling a little bit with the onslaught by Enterprise in this bottom of the 6th. Just when they had all the momentum, Enterprise took it right back.
They did.
There's the pitch to Christiansen. Did she catch the corner? She did. Strike 2. 2-2 the count. Holy cow. There's a softball hit right to us. There's another base hit and another run scored. And an RBI single for Christiansen.
Such a nice, solid shot into left center by Christiansen. Nice hit.
That is the 4th RBI of the inning for the Enterprise Wolves.
Enterprise Wolves, right fielder, number 2, Becca Hess, up to bat.
So back to the first batter of the inning, Rebecca Hess. First pitch.
Ball one.
Ball one. I was looking down at my scorebook, fixing the innings since we batted around. So on the day, Hess 2 for 2 with a walk. Here's a hit, easy play, and Enterprise out of the inning, but not before Enterprise tacks on 6 more runs. They lead 11-4 when we come back on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports.
Nephi Federal Credit Union in Nephi offers convenient service and a variety of financial services. They're your hometown credit union that's been serving local residents for over 63 years, longer than any other financial institution in Nephi. The staff invites you to check out their incredible rates on a variety of loans and savings accounts. Nephi Federal Credit Union, 155 North Main in Nephi. Call 623-1895. That's 623-1895. Nephi Federal Credit Union, proud supporter of the Wasps this season.
I'm Dr. Sorensen. I'm a board-certified pediatrician, and I'm the newest addition to the team of doctors here at Central Valley Medical Center. My goal is to work closely with you when making decisions about your child's health. After all, you know them better than anyone else.
I think as a mom, it can be really overwhelming to find a doctor who's a really good fit for your family. I look for someone who I can trust. It's so validating and comforting knowing that I can call and get the answers I need from Dr. Sorensen and his staff.
I look forward to meeting you and your child and bringing you the best care closer to home.
It all comes down to this top of 7 for the Parowan Rams. They'll bat 8-9-1. And here's a hit to center field. That one's going to be trouble, but a beautiful catch by the center fielder, out number 1.
You can taste the excitement in the air for Enterprise, as that 6th inning may have been the lethal shot to end this game for Parowan. Nice hit, but a great field by number 17, Christensen.
Yeah, beautifully done. Great hop on the ball. Just got there in time.
Up now for Parowan, number 1, Taylor Yardley.
There's the pitch to Yardley. Catches the corner, strike 1. You can feel the Enterprise Wolves getting ready to advance to their championship matchup with either Duchesne or San Juan. Here's the pitch. Drake tried to frame it a little outside. Ball 1, 1-1.
Looks like at the bottom of 5, Duchesne leading San Juan 5-1.
Duchesne Enterprise, last year's finalists. Duchesne came from the 1-loss bracket to defeat Enterprise twice in unlikely fashion, but they did so.
Well, I mean, it's very likely they're going to face each other again in the semifinals. So
here's the pitch. Going to be outside. Ball 2, 2-1 the count to Yardley. Yardley 0 for 2 in the game. There's the pitch, and going to be down the dirt. That's ball 4.
Is that the first
ball,
walk?
actually.
Is that the first walk of the game for Christiansen? I think it is.
I'll tell you.
Nope, there's one more right there.
Yeah, one other one. Second walk of the game for Christiansen.
Back to the top of the order for the Parowan.
Matty Adams up, the pitcher for Parowan.
Matty Adams.
0 for 3 in the morning. Adams will hit it down to first base. An easy play, first base. Unassisted, out number 2.
No, that's just frustrating for Adams. Struggling today in the box. Doing a very good job in the circle.
So one more out to go. 2 down, runner on second. Down 11-4. It's Brinley Anderson.
Now for Parowan, the catcher, number 2, senior Brinley Anderson.
Enterprise 1 out away. Here's the pitch. Strike 1. 0-1 the count. Again, we're in the top of 7. This is it. That ball is up, but it'll be out of play.
Same guy is trying to catch it.
No, different guy. Same place, though.
No, same guy. Had the blue chair.
So, here we go. Strike 2 for Anderson. That gives Christiansen all kinds of space to play with. With the pitcher's count 0-2. Here comes Christiansen. Christiansen throws a low ball. Ball 1, 1-2 now the count. Enterprise Wolves just 1 out away from their return to the state championship game against Duchesne or San Juan. Right now it looks like it's a rematch with Duchesne. Ball 2, 2-2.
In that semifinal game, most people think that if you have no losses going in, it's an automatic. Like it's easier for them to win because you have to beat them twice. But last year, Duchesne proving it can be done.
It's happened before, and that'll do it. As a strikeout will end this one, and the Enterprise Wolves will advance with an 11-4 victory against the Parowan Rams, and they will play tomorrow at 3 o'clock. No, they will play today at 3 o'clock on this field for the champ to see if they can be into the champions.
The winner of the San Juan Duchesne game right here on field 3 at 3 o'clock.
And the other game is tomorrow. So we're looking at this one. So Enterprise advances.
On this same field at 12:30.
So Parowan plays the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs at 12:30 on field 3. So they're coming up on this field next. And then Enterprise will face either Duchesne.
Enterprise 11, Parowan 4.
Duchesne or San Juan coming up at 3 o'clock. So just a quick little rundown of the stats for the Enterprise Wolves in this one. Enterprise ended up with 11 runs on 11 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base, and 8 earned runs. And just a phenomenal job. The Parowan Rams on the day ended up with 4 runs on 4 hits, and with 1 player left on. Not a lot of base runners for the Parowan Rams, 3 errors. And so that'll do it as the Enterprise Wolves defeat the Parowan Rams 11-4. And they'll advance to take on the winner of Duchesne and San Juan. Lots more coming up on TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom in partnership with KSL Sports. So scroll back and take a look. There's lots more to come on Championship Weekend in the 2A and 3A classification in Spanish Fork. For Pepper Gale, for Jackson, I'm Scott Langford. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you soon.